On November 3rd, voters in Greenville will have an opportunity to vote on bonds for street and pedestrian transportation improvements. The bond referendum will give residents the opportunity to decide if they want to move forward with $15.85 million in bonds to fund 5 major projects. The first project proposed is $10 million worth of repairing or rebuilding several roads. Greenville has more than 700 lane miles of streets, which the city is responsible for maintaining. A recent study found that more than 100 lane miles are in need of resurfacing or repair. This ongoing project is designed to repair and maintain some of the worst of those roads. Project funds will be used to mill, repair, and resurface city-maintained roads. Streets are selected using a roadway conditions analysis performed in 2014. Public Works maintenance records and sampled road cores, utility coordination, suitability for resurfacing, and road classification, major or minor roadway. The second project proposed is the streetscape improvements along West 5th Street. The streetscape project for West 5th Street started with the 2004 bonds and included an area from Memorial Drive to several blocks east. Funds from this bond would continue streetscape improvements from Cadillac Street to Tyson Street. Improvements include modification of sidewalks and streets to enhance pedestrian safety, lighting improvements, public transit stops, planting of scenic trees and vegetation, stormwater improvements, and gateway projects that celebrate the history and sense of place that make West Greenville special. This project is currently priced at $1.95 million. The third project is one which is already underway, the 10th Street Connector. The connector is an NCDOT project that will connect Stantonsburg Road and 10th Street. This will become the primary route for visitors coming from areas west of Greenville to easily get into the downtown area. It will be a gateway to the heart of our city and one of the first impressions created for visitors. $1.75 million would fund the costs associated with the improvements that are above NCDOT standards. In essence, this money will allow for extended and larger sidewalks, street lights, trees, and other items to present a more beautiful first impression of our city. These enhancements will provide for pedestrian safety and encourage walking as a viable means of transportation. Speaking of pedestrians are the focus of the next portion of the bond proposal. $1.4 million of the proposed bonds would go to build sidewalks along some major thoroughfares and other high-priority locations. Presently, many streets and major thoroughfares do not have sidewalks to provide safe travel for pedestrians. The additional sidewalks and sidewalk improvements throughout Greenville will improve pedestrian safety, community character, and appeal, as well as encourage walking as a viable alternative means of transportation. The final component of the bond referendum is $750,000 to plan the extension of the city's popular greenway system into neighborhoods on the eastern side of the city. These paths, which are often referred to as linear parks, are really designed to create safe routes for non-vehicular traffic. The greenways create a safe alternative for people who wish to travel via bicycle or on foot, but want to avoid traffic. These are the specific projects which are intended to be funded by the bond proceeds. It is possible that these projects may change, but if they do, the projects must be within the purpose of the bonds for street and pedestrian transportation improvements. The City Council identified these bond projects after more than a year of discussion and input from throughout the city. If passed, the bonds would be sold as the projects become ready, with the first one scheduled for 2016. Only after the bonds are sold would the city need to start repaying them. Past bonds were able to be paid without the need of a property tax increase. With Greenville growing as it is, that is a possibility this time, but if increased revenue from growth does not allow for bond repayment, a property tax increase may be necessary to cover the cost of repaying these bonds. Currently, that is projected to be 2.25 cents once all of the bonds are sold. Whether or not that needs to happen will not be known until the time the bonds are sold and are getting ready to be repaid. Voters will have the chance to vote on these street and pedestrian transportation improvement bonds on the November 3, 2015 ballot. For more information about the bond referendum, please go to the city's website, greenvillenc.gov.